What is black spot? It is a condition marked by the appearance of black spots on the body, followed by a persistent low-grade fever that lasts for several hours, with the spots gradually expanding into patches. These patches are not static. During the fever, they continuously grow and shrink, disappearing and reappearing elsewhere on the body. This was explained to Lu Xinrui by Yanzi while she lay in bed that night with a fever. The tiny tear-shaped mole on her cheek from the afternoon had already spread, covering half her face. The illness lasts for about 2 or 3 days. After this period, the black patches completely disappear. Despite current limitations in medical treatment and an unknown origin, it is determined that the condition is non-contagious, and those who contract it once do not get it again. At least 1/3 of the camp's population had suffered from this disease, including Yanzi, the leader, and Eagle Eye. Do people die from this disease? Lu Xinrui asked, recalling overhearing a conversation between the doctor and the priest about it before his death. She remembered the doctor mentioning that not everyone dies from black spot, but she had been too shocked by the priest's suicide to inquire further. Yes, there is a possibility, Yanzi confirmed. 22 people in the camp had survived the disease, and roughly the same number had died from it. In other words, the survival rate was 50-50. However, the illness wasn't entirely without benefits. According to the doctor, it's more like a complication, Yanzi continued. Our current environment is vastly different from what we knew, perhaps due to cosmic rays, magnetic fields, or other factors, or even the food and water we consume, things we can't see but that definitely affect our constitution, causing subtle mutations. Of course, everyone's constitution is different, and sensitivity to external stimuli varies, leading to diverse mutation outcomes. This mutation begins the moment we wake up. Normally, lower gravity should weaken our bodies, but the opposite is true. We can do many things now that were impossible before, like moving through the tree branches. You might have been able to learn that before, but it would have taken much longer than a few days. Indeed, agilely moving through the branches was something Lu Xinrui never imagined she could do before. But once she tried, it wasn't difficult. It was as if her balance and coordination had multiplied several times. Traversing such distances in 10 minutes for gathering would mean covering over 5 kilometers, equivalent to a 5,000-meter run. Unless one is a trained long-distance runner, most people would be out of breath after just 800 meters. Yanzi added, some people are less sensitive to mutations, resulting in slight changes. These mutations might make someone stronger or weaker. Those who became stronger survived, while those who weakened succumbed to other illnesses due to poor immunity. Lu Xinrui interjected, the doctor told me that some people died soon after waking up. Is this the reason? Yanzi nodded. Yes, we can't control the direction of these mutations. They might make you stronger, more agile, or capable of things you couldn't do before. But they might also make you weaker. This is the first test we face upon waking. Black spot is the second. Some people are particularly sensitive to mutations, undergoing a second, more intense mutation. Unlike the first, which is subtle and hard to detect, this one is abrupt, manifesting as black spot. After the second mutation, your constitution changes again, potentially taking you beyond normal human limits. Beyond normal human limits? Lu Xinrui asked, what do you mean? Superpowers? Came the response from the leader, who had entered the room with Eagle Eye and the doctor. I heard from Eagle Eye that Zirui has shown signs of black spot. Lu Xinrui's first reaction was to cover her face with her hair to hide the black spot. Sorry. Receiving a glare from Yanzi, the leader realized it was inappropriate to enter a woman's room unannounced. He smiled wryly, apologizing repeatedly. He then broke off a small piece of the glowing fruit string Lu Xinrui had kept by her bed. Look at this, the leader indicated the small twig in his hand. The next moment, his hair seemed to be blown by an invisible wind, and the twig broke into several pieces, as if cut by an unseen blade. The broken pieces fell to the ground, but Lu Xinrui didn't notice them. She stared at the spot where the twig had broken, dazed. Is this magic? This is a superpower. My ability is to control the wind. What you saw was one application, creating invisible wind blades to cut the twig. The leader took over the explanation, pointing a finger at Lu Xinrui. She suddenly felt a strong wind blow against her, scattering her hair and revealing the black spot on her face. Superpowers like those in anime, novels, and TV shows that bend spoons or move objects with the mind. Lu Xinru found it hard to believe, but they were indoors, and such a strong wind couldn't occur naturally. The leader smiled and continued, although I can only control wind within 10 meters of me. This ability indeed manifested after surviving Black Spot. Lu Xinru's heart raced. So I could gain such an ability too. Eagle Eye shook his head. Everyone's constitution is different, leading to different mutations. So, the abilities gained after Black Spot vary. The leader's wind control is unique to him. Most people experience enhanced abilities in one area. For example, greater strength, more speed, etc. My enhancement is vision. I can see clearly for hundreds of meters and can make out details several kilometers away. Eagle Eye pointed to his eyes and glanced at Yanzi. There are also people like Yanzi, who showed no noticeable change after Black Spot, but she might have a hidden ability we haven't discovered yet. Superpowers or enhancements beyond normal human abilities include immense strength, speed, rapid calculations, keen perception, or controlling the wind, like the leader. Black Spot signals a mutation in one's constitution. Lu Xinru suddenly remembered a detail when she was attacked. The man had cornered her in the woods. For someone to spot them through the dense canopy would be difficult. The water-fetching clown had noticed the man's discarded water jug, and Eagle Eye, who arrived later, likely used his extraordinary vision to detect the situation. Judging by when Concubine and the others arrived, they must have been some distance away. "Don't get too excited yet," the doctor, who had been silent, said as he examined the black spot on her face. Black Spot offers opportunities but also poses a risk of death. It's beyond anyone's control. You're still in the early stages. By tomorrow night, you'll enter the danger zone. If you survive until the day after tomorrow, you can then appreciate whatever gift it brings. Like a bucket of cold water, Lu Xinru felt the doctor's previous words echo in her ears. The doctor didn't want to help but was powerless despite his nonchalant demeanor. Lu Xinru clenched her fist and then relaxed. "I understand." The leader and Eagle Eye exchanged glances and left the treehouse, leaving the doctor and Yanzi to care for her. After dinner, most people in the camp had returned to their tree houses. The leader and Eagle Eye encountered no one on their way. "You want her to join the hunting team?" the leader asked. Eagle Eye nodded. "Yes, if she survives Black Spot, I hope you'll allow her to join the hunting team. By then, her constitution should be enhanced." Those who survived Black Spot, regardless of their specific abilities, experienced a general physical enhancement. The leader hesitated but eventually agreed. "Okay, I share responsibility for what happened before." As they approached the leader's treehouse, they saw Merchant waiting by the door, having seemingly waited for some time. Eagle Eye raised an eyebrow. He had never gotten along with Merchant, even back when he was in the hunting team. The leader, aware of this, sighed and approached.